For many seniors, cruising becomes less about how many ports you visit and more about the journey itself. And that's where the hidden perks shine brightest. Let's circle back to the financial benefits, because they are often underestimated. A retired couple from Florida once shared how they booked their first cruise at full price, not realizing that by simply asking about senior rates, they could have saved hundreds. On their second booking, they joined AARP and suddenly unlocked lower fares, free onboard credit, and even reduced deposits. What they learned is this: cruise lines don't always announce these deals loudly, because they want passengers to pay the advertised rate. But once you know the secret, you never book the same way again. And for seniors, who may be on a fixed income, every dollar saved is a dollar that can go toward a better cabin, a special excursion, or even another trip. The discount is not just about money, it's about expanding possibilities. The next hidden gem is peace of mind through medical access. Imagine being on a Caribbean island, far from home, when you suddenly feel dizzy or unwell. For many travelers, that fear alone would stop them from booking. But seniors who sail learn quickly that cruise ships are like floating small towns, with medical centers that are shockingly well prepared. One 70-year-old passenger once fainted while walking the deck under the hot sun. Within minutes, the onboard medical staff had him stabilized, monitored, and reassured. He later admitted that back home, waiting for an ambulance might have taken longer than the care he received on the ship. This is a hidden benefit that seniors discover not in brochures, but in real-life situations. It's one that makes cruising one of the safest ways to see the world. Daytime serenity is another blessing. Ships can feel wild at night, full of music, laughter, and clinking glasses, but by morning, a completely different atmosphere takes over. Seniors often wake up early, stroll the quiet decks, and enjoy the ocean at its calmest. A group of older women on one Alaska cruise described their morning ritual: coffee at sunrise, followed by a knitting circle in the library. They laughed, shared stories, and swapped patterns, creating a bond that lasted beyond the cruise. This sense of community is not advertised in cruise brochures, but it exists in every sailing. It's a world that younger passengers miss because they are still asleep. Seniors, on the other hand, step into this slower rhythm and discover joy in it. Dining brings its own hidden magic. While younger passengers pile plates at buffets, seniors often unlock quieter, richer dining experiences. One widower in his late 60s explained how he started dining in the main dining room alone, unsure if he would enjoy it. But the staff quickly learned his name, remembered his preferences, and seated him with other solo travelers. By the end of the trip, he was no longer dining alone, he was dining with friends. The dining room became more than a place for meals. It became a hub of connection. And when you discover this perk, meals turn from simple fuel into experiences that enrich the soul. Excursions for seniors hold even more potential. Imagine stepping into a bustling European city, knowing you won't have to struggle to keep up with fast-paced tours. Many cruise lines now partner with local guides who offer gentle-paced tours, including more time for rest, fewer stares, and accessible transportation. A couple in their 70s shared how, instead of joining a big walking group in Rome, they chose a smaller, slower-paced excursion. Their guide gave them time to sit in cafes, enjoy gelato, and soak in the atmosphere. They saw fewer landmarks, but they absorbed more meaning. The hidden perk isn't about seeing everything, it's about experiencing the parts that matter most, in a way that feels comfortable. Wellness and spa perks often surprise seniors who thought ships only offered gyms for the young and energetic. The truth is, cruise ships design classes specifically for older passengers. Water aerobics, gentle yoga, stretching workshops, and relaxation sessions are often free or included in wellness packages. One 75-year-old passenger described how she joined a Tai Chi session on the deck at sunrise. The sea breeze brushing her face, the horizon glowing pink. She said it was the most peaceful moment of her entire vacation. For seniors, wellness at sea isn't about sweating, it's about balance, healing, and energy. Cabin accessibility is a lifesaver. On land, seniors sometimes struggle with hotel rooms not designed for them. On a ship, however, accessible cabins are intentionally built for comfort. A traveler with mobility issues shared how her stateroom's roll-in shower allowed her to travel independently, something she feared she could never do again. For her, the cabin wasn't just a perk, it was the difference between staying home and exploring the world. This kind of hidden detail transforms cruising into a realistic, empowering option for seniors. Enrichment programs are perhaps the most intellectual perk. Younger passengers often overlook these sessions, but seniors flock to them. On one cruise to the Panama Canal, a historian explained the century-long struggle to build it, complete with photos, stories, and maps. When the ship sailed through, the seniors in the audience felt like they were part of history, not just tourists passing by. A woman in her late 60s described it as seeing with new eyes. These free programs make cruises more than vacations, they turn them into learning journeys. Social connection deserves another spotlight. A 73-year-old widower joined a trivia game one afternoon and ended up bonding with his teammates so well that they spent the rest of the cruise together. By the end of the trip, they were already planning their next sailing. Stories like this are common among seniors' cruises, bring people together in ways that no other vacation can. It's not unusual to meet lifelong friends, travel buddies, or even romantic partners on board. At a stage of life when people sometimes fear isolation, cruises become the exact opposite of floating community. And at last, we return to the most priceless perk of all time. Seniors often describe cruising as the first time they've been able to stop rushing. No deadlines, no office hours, no kids to raise. Just endless ocean and days that stretch as far as the horizon. One 70-year-old woman explained it perfectly. She said, "On land, I count my days. At sea, I live them. That's the secret." At 65 and beyond, cruising becomes more than a trip, it becomes a gift of unhurried time, wrapped in sunsets, waves, and laughter. So here we are, at the end of our journey through the 10 hidden cruise perks seniors often miss. But as you've probably realized by now, these aren't just little bonuses sprinkled into your vacation. They are reminders that the golden years of life can be filled with more color, more laughter, and more discovery than ever before. Think about what it means to step on board a cruise ship after 65. You read not just walking onto a vessel, you re-stepping into a world that has quietly been tailored for you in ways you may not have noticed. Behind every perk is a gift. The discounts that reward your years of hard work. The medical care that brings comfort and peace of mind. The quiet mornings when you have the deck to yourself, just you and the sunrise, as if the ocean is whispering directly to you. Picture yourself at a table in the main dining room, where the conversation flows as easily as the wine. Around you, fellow travelers share stories of where they've been, where they're going, and sometimes, the journeys they've taken, just to be sitting right there with you. Friendships are born over soups and salads. Laughter fills the air, and suddenly, you realize that cruising isn't just about destinations, it's about connections. Now imagine stepping ashore on a gentle-paced excursion designed with seniors in mind. You're not rushing from one landmark to another, gasping for breath. Instead, you're savoring. You're tasting local flavors, listening to guides who speak slowly and carefully, answering your questions with patience. You're not simply seeing a place, you're experiencing it, fully and without strain. That's the magic of curated travel when it's designed with you in mind. Back on board, maybe you wander into a lecture on history, art, or the culture of tomorrow's port. At 65 or 75, curiosity doesn't stop, it deepens. These programs aren't just filler activities, they're doorways into the world, sparking ideas and passions you may not have explored in years. You leave not just entertained, but enriched. And then there's the wellness side of cruising, something so many forget about. You're stretching in a yoga class with the ocean breeze filling the room. Or maybe you're learning Tai Chi under the open sky. The spa becomes not just a luxury, but a sanctuary, where your body is treated with care, and your spirit is reminded of its strength. These aren't perks, they're affirmations that life after 65 is vibrant and alive. Your cabin too tells its own story. Grab bars in the bathroom, wider spaces, thoughtful layouts. They may seem like small things, but they allow you to move with confidence. They allow independence. They allow freedom. And when you pull those curtains back at night, the sea greets you like an old friend. Now imagine this scene. You're standing on the deck at sunset, a light breeze on your face. Around you, couples hold hands, groups of friends laugh, and fellow travelers lean quietly against the railing, all staring at the horizon in silence. For that moment, you realize something profound. Cruising after 65 isn't about slowing down. It's about rediscovering. Rediscovering joy, rediscovering freedom, rediscovering the thrill of adventure, no matter your age. The world often tells seniors to retreat, to stay home, to play it safe. But the ocean tells a different story. It says, "Come see me. Come walk my shores. Taste my salt air. And let me show you how alive you still are." Every perk we've uncovered today isn't just about saving money, or getting convenience, it's about opening a door to more living. So, if you've been hesitating, if you've wondered whether cruising after 65 is still for you, let this be your reminder. The best days are not behind you. They are ahead, waiting just beyond the shoreline. Waiting in the laughter of new friends, in the comfort of quiet mornings, in the thrill of discovering a new place, and in the deep satisfaction of knowing that age is not a barrier, a badge of honor. Cruising after 65 is not the end of your story. It's a brand new chapter. One filled with freedom, connection, and hidden treasures that only reveal themselves to those wise enough to look for them. So pack your bags, step aboard, and unlock the world that's been waiting for you. Because the ocean is calling, and it has saved some of its greatest gifts just for you.